Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chen from Quanta Computer, and I think I get used to stand here, but I just want to make sure that this can work. It's both my privilege and honor to be here to share our thoughts about destructive technology. I was a little bit hesitant to talk about this, this topic because anything we are doing right now, we cannot show to others or show to the public. And although the Quanta is recognized as the one of the biggest computer maker in the world, there is no commercial time. I don't want to tell you about anything about the numbers that we ship to how many computers that we ship to the customer, how many servers we make every year. Instead, I would like to share with you about the challenges that we are facing, because Quanta is the companies that everybody here try to disrupt. We are a well-established company, unlike other new startups, and so we are facing challenges every day, and so we have to bridge what we are doing today and to the future, and that's exactly what what we are trying to do. And so, as an engineer, the first thing we should have is strong passion. We should have passions that we can invent something that we can change the people's life or even to change the culture. We have to make something. So, in such a way that we come up with some ideas. Those ideas, some of the ideas might be big, some of the ideas might be very, very small. But with that kind of passions, you come up with good ideas that can help people. And with that kind of ideas, you started to think about how to build the real things. And then you have products. At the very beginning, of course, if the idea is new, the technology is new, you have to do everything all on your own. You have to do research, you have to do product development. You will need to also tailor-make some components that you need to make sure that you have the products so that you can transform your passion into the real products. And then you have to bring the products to the market. At the very beginning, because you do very deep vertical integrations, you do everything on your own. You only ship few units, but you have higher margin, and that's the beginning of all the successful products. And then you go to expansion, and right now you have to think of you want to ship more units, and of course you can enjoy only less margin. But to do that, you will need to outsource. You need different kind of partnerships. Sometimes you need a partner like Quanta to help you to scale up your business. And that's the expansion stage. And then, because there are more competitors, and you will need to outsource more than just manufacturing. You might also need to outsource the supply chain management. You might also need to outsource the technology research as well. And then you will have even more competitors. And you try to do cost down, and you do more outsourcing. And then, you will have more, the users, shipments every year, but your margin is getting thinner than ever. And so, actually, this line stands for the PC market right now. It's huge, but the margin is very thin. So, actually, we are in a dilemma. So my point is that, as the CTO of the company, what should we do? Because many smart people like Chris, like Jeff, actually they're creating different kinds of ideas. They try to disrupt our business. And so we need different kinds of innovations to keep our business going. Because we're already in the market. We don't want to be disrupted. And what kind of things that we can do for the future. So if we take a look at this, many good ideas coming out from the market every day. Even every hours, people talk to me about new device, new concepts. We don't need a laptop PC anymore. Then our business is gone. And so basically, for us, disruption is purely nature. It's not a new thing. It's nature. We build business, and other people disrupt it, and we build another business, and people come and conquer you, and they want to take over the business. And so it's purely nature. It's not a new thing for me. So that's the nature of the IT business. And so if we take a look, look at of this disruption, technology in different way, we take a look at the S-curve, and basically, this is a standard, product S-curve. And there, of course, there are many chasms, and what our colleagues is doing every day is to solve the product problem, and sometimes the production problem, sometimes the supply chain management problem, distribution problem. They try to solve the problem every day. But oftentimes, if you cross the chasms, there are many different kinds of disruptive technologies that might change your business model, might change the way you build the product, might change the product definition as well. So as at this point of time, you have to think about the strategy. You have to watch out what kind of technology is beneath this level, the water level, and you have to be very, very careful about that. And it's very, very important that back to year 2000, Quanta was established back in year 1988. In 1999, Quanta is the biggest laptop manufacturer in the world. In year 2000, we started to think about the future. At the time, the biggest impact in the industry is actually the broadband mobile internet. So internally, we think, the pipe, the bandwidth will replace many things, just like Jeff just mentioned. If there is a pipe connected your device, your laptop, to somewhere inside the internet, then, of course, you don't need to carry a very thick laptop with you. You can carry a very thin device with you, or even a piece of glass with you. Okay, with only the small battery, but you can increase the portabilities, and you can do things like that. And if one day that happens, then our business is gone because we are making laptop. So started at year 2000, we follow the computing storage. We do everything inside a data center. If there is a device can connect to the internet, and more people don't really need a laptop. They need the storage computing provision by the data center. Then we are out of business. So we started to do, at the time nobody talked about cloud computing. Okay, there is some people said that that's utility computing. Some people said that's brick computing. Some people said that's grid computing. But actually, we don't care. All we know is that kind of new technology and the paradigm shifts will surely disrupt our business model. So in year 2000, we make one decision. We started to do many things, many heavy devices, like server, storage, network switch inside a data center to prepare for the future. And that's exactly the first decisions that we have to make. And then, but there are also some new technologies from academia. That stands for the whole new future. Every S-curve have its own cycle life. If you are close to the end of life of the computer, you have to think about what will be the next new things. And oftentimes, this kind of technology and this kind of ideas are all from academia. It used to be from the garage, and then moved to dormitory, and then moved to living room for social network. But that kind of behavior will surely disrupt our business again. And this is a reason why we want to be very close, to the academia and to understand what's the needs for the future, what's the technologies that, the academia are doing for the future. And so the next thing is not about closing the chasm. It's about how to make a change. If there is no PC anymore, what are the things that we should do for the future? It's a company. Company need to survive. And we need to understand the future. For example, nobody in this forum would like to talk to discuss anything about the hardware because it's old. But we are one of the biggest hardware companies. What are the things we need to do? And so you can see that there is a chasm here. Actually, there is a storm of disruption here. And there is a big gap between, here and the new future. So basically, it's very dangerous. But it also stands for you have new opportunity for the future. And that's exactly the reason why we want to establish a corporate research to work on something not now, not today, to work on something for tomorrow, and with that kind of efforts to connect everybody to the day after tomorrow. So I simply try to explain you the role of corporate research in Quanta and what we are trying to do right now. And every day, actually, we find new storms, new typhoon, new hurricanes, and it's all very destructive. And so this market, the whole PC market is very mature right now, and everybody want to seek for the next generations of the market. And so we built Quanta Research Institute back in year 2000. And we only do two kinds of research. One is that we want to avoid technical surprise. And the other is simply that we want to create variable surprise. That's it. Whatever thing we do, we want to make sure that it's variable and it can contribute to the company. And so our position is very simple. Harvard Business School would like to understand whether Quanta Research Institute is a rainforest or it's a hothouse. It's an idea. It's in which this means that are you incubating the new ideas on your own, or you simply take ideas from the rainforest and incubate that in the hothouse? Basically, we do both. Because you cannot only incubating other people's ideas. Sometimes you have to make sure that you can take your ideas as a products and make it to the market. And it's a very special research institute because we can also do business on our own. And to connect to the academia, so we connect to many different kinds of universities, but the biggest one is MIT Computer Science and Artificial Laboratory. In year 2000, we called that Project Tea Party. At Crazy Professors, Steve Ward, he developed this logo. He said we simply try to throw the traditional PC in the Boston Harbor to create another revolution in the States. And right now we are more focused on the cloud technology. So the project's renamed as Project Cumulus. Cumulus stands for the cloud of rains, and rain stands for water, and water stands for fortune for Chinese. So actually, it's good fortune cloud. And our value proposition is very simple. Many people do researches only for research purpose, but in Quanta Research, we simply want to make sure that we can solve the real problems. And the technologies that we have right now is the end-to-end cloud solutions from app to the software inside the cloud, and we can enable the whole cloud solutions. So it is exactly what we are doing right now. And we are developing different kind of cloud solutions not only for, to provision AWS services, but also to develop different kind of applications with focus on the human being and on the care business. So basically, we scare and because we care. And if you want to, provision, care as a services anywhere, again, this is very similar to that Jeff just mentioned. Okay. In the future, basically, there will be many wearable sensors or actuators. You will have a smart mobile, and you will live in a smart environment embed with many different kinds of sensors and actuators. And you have clouds to provision the application and softwares. And basically, you have your own social network. The connected devices, they form their own Internet of Technologies, of things. And also, there might be, for computing inside. And for clouds, you are doing big data analytics. And so for us, everything is as a service. And this is, to provision this kind of services anytime, anywhere you want. And basically, you need a cloud or many clouds. And, oops, I'm running out of battery. And you need, oops. Yeah, so thank you. So, could I have more time? Oops. I don't know why. Strange. Okay. So this is a future environment we are thinking. So basically, there will be sensor networking, wearable technology, low-power Bluetooth or some other technology, then connect to smartphone. Then you can have 4G, 5G, whatever, and then connect to the cloud. And that's the future environment. And so all kind of cloud solutions that we are building to this kind of environments. But the most important thing is that what kind of surprise that we can create. And one of the simple things that I would like to show you, I won't show you the hardware devices, but I want to show you some technology that we are doing right now. Can you see, the baby is breathing using a very simple video camera, a low-cost camera? And this is the original source. And this is the, the video real-time after computing. So if you implement a very low-cost video here, you'll be able to understand who is breathing and who is not listening to my speech. And another thing is that for Chinese, human pulse is very important. But if I can magnify some of the micro vibrations of the hand, then I'll be able to see the pulse. And this is the power of computing. But we won't, simply provision the computing or storage as a service like Amazon. We try to provision a very special computing so that using that kind of computations, you'll be able to develop different kind of applications. And what about baby's face? We have a heart here. We pump the blood to our face every time. If you magnify the, the color, and then that can help you to, analyze the vital signs of a baby, which means that you can see that, the baby's face is after, processing. you can understand, his ECG without taking the, special equipment to the body of the baby. And that's another way of thinking the power of computing, not only the traditional computers doing, share video or share, emails. And so I want to thank you. And as an engineer, we always believe that, the best way to predict the future is simply to invent it. Thank you.